like cold smashed ice. Vagabonds and marriages, that's going wrong. Glory, death, and coffee shops. TV categories called reality. Polluted nature by corrupt ministry. We're all passengers. Let loose on the train. Have fun, don't stay sane. It's a part of the game. Ooh, ha. That rumbling sound. In every building, a gamer and a drunk. Green parks with shitting dogs. Hey policeman, I'm in 3 modern families. Faster, slower, shades on, hit the gas. Higher, lower, get into the control room. Don't get older. We're all passengers. We're toxic containers. Let loose on the train. Have fun, don't stay sane. It's a part of the game. Ooh, ha. Abstainers, maintainers, rangers, gainers, entertainers, campaigners, retainers. Let loose on the train. Have fun, don't stay sane. It's a part of the game. Let loose on the train. Have fun, don't stay sane. It's a part of the game.
I can get you through this when it hurts and it's bad, yeah. Don't ever feel like you're all alone when it's bad. I can get you through this when it hurts and it's bad, yeah. Don't ever feel like you're all alone when it's bad. I can get you through this when it hurts and it's bad, yeah. Don't ever feel like you're all alone when it's bad. I can get you through this when it hurts and it's bad, yeah. Don't ever feel like you're all alone when it's bad. I can get you through this. I can get you through this, yeah. Don't ever feel like you're all alone when it's bad. I can get you through this when it hurts and it's bad, yeah.
Check, 1 2 1 2.
Don't ever feel like you're all alone when it's bad.
Cowbell. That was like a funky cowbell.
Little by little, piece by piece, I take back what's been stolen from me. Little by
Ladies and
little,
gentlemen.
piece by piece, until I'm complete.
If you tuned in here by accident, do be warned, this is not probably what you expected. Okay? But if you tuned in to make money in crypto and learn all that kind of jazz, then you're probably in the right place. Let's go.
I got my eyes on you.
Welcome everyone to the late night crypto chart with Road Dogg. My name is Lane. Take a look at the green. Oh, got some discounts out there, but there's some things that are moving. There's some things that are making a little bit of a bounce back today. Looks like there's some good news on the charts, and I want to talk about it today. Let me give a quick shout out to everybody that's joined me tonight. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. It means a lot to me. And we got Mr. Trey Spot out there. Microphone is on. Good. All right. See if we can make it a habit to come to the chat early on so we can catch these microphone things, because this boomer here likes to forget to flip this button. And then I just like a mime, and you guys got to figure out all the cool stuff I'm saying. And when I come back, I tell you it was so awesome, man. It was like the secret to the universe, dude, and you weren't there. But let's take a look, man. What's up with Bitcoin? How did you yesterday? At the end of last night's stream, we looked at Bitcoin and it was tanking right there down to 54,000. Things like 54.4, and I was just freaking out, man. I wasn't expecting that. We just happened to take one last glance over there. Normally, I keep my Bitcoin over on my Tangem wallet. Since that screen came up, I just want to give Tangem a shout out because, well, that's what I also use with an NFC-enabled phone. You can get a discount, 10% off with code DAWG, DOG. But getting back to the charts, man, I had this crazy prediction here. Bitside upside reversal about July 5th-ish, give or take some, because I didn't realize it was the weekend. Just speculation, folks. There were some things in there that made me look like that we would reach an area where we would bounce, but yeah, don't have too much stock in that, because there's also some ways you can look at this depending on how you look at it. This is our major trend line right here. We could be coming up for a bearish retest and roll over. So yeah, we bounced. Woo! Look, we nailed that reversal. If you've been in my group, if you've been in my feed pick group, that's $5,995 a month for me to get my Bitcoin charts with my feed picked attached to them, you would have known this. You would have known it. Join that group today. The most beautiful feet in crypto, I tell you. Shout out if you like the Bitcoin little toenail attachment things I put on there. Did you like the little Bitcoin toe ring? Was that not? Listen, there's a few of you in that group. You know who you are. Thank you very much for your support and for loving my feet. All right, for the rest of you guys, you just gotta listen to what I'm. No, I appreciate you. Oh, you guys, there's no paid group. We don't do that. Nothing against those who do, at least if they're just transparent about it and just say, hey, man, this group makes me a shit ton of money that I never talk about. However, it looks like I make a whole lot of money trading, and that's really not the case. That's what they're not telling you. Anyway, here we are, Bitcoin on the daily, man. 200 moving average, we lost it. It's bad. It's bad. Looking at it from the standpoint of this trend line that got broken, it looks rough, man. It looks like a bearish retest would be on the way, but that's just one way to look at it. There's several other ways to look at this little guy too that I'd like to go over with you really quick like, and that would be over here on this other Bitcoin chart. Oh wow, that one looks totally different. Yeah, this one doesn't look nearly as bearish. It's just this idea because I drew a trend line from this line to this bottom, and magically that is where we I believe we nailed it. So it respected this trend line is basically what it is. Nothing I did. It's just me finding it. And it gives me a little bit more of a story, more of information. Now, I like this idea. I like that there's a trend line that it respected. I mean, there's a couple of wicks here. I know we have to make exceptions to the rules. Well, it just means that, well, it may not be that strong of one if it wants to keep coming down and retesting that. So I take that as a sign of caution. But it gives us an idea about what's going on with candle body. That's one of the ways when I pull a fib or I pull draw a trend line. Normally I will start with candle bodies and we'll go that route, and I could get something crazy like this. And that's just as valid. That's a valid trend line. We can respect the wicks, but the angles is what kind of really does it for me. Or go from the wicks to the candle bodies, and we got this guy, and we're respecting that here on the daily big time frame. I like that. 200 moving average is still above us, meaning that's going to be resistance, and that's at 58,500. Bitcoin, this fib is annoying me. Bitcoin is currently coming in at 58,398. That's a lot better than where it was at, where we get down 53,200. Now guys, I don't know about you guys, but you know, I've been in this game for a while and my emotions are pretty tame. There's only a few, if your emotions are getting to you, it's one, because you're brand new, 2, you over leveraged, or 3, your position size is too big. Those are the 3 reasons why you get that little feeling going on, like you just walk through the door and see a lion just sitting there looking at you hungry, and you're like, oh, I made the wrong choice to come through this door. I just effed up. And you get that cortisol going and your chest is all tight and you start feeling it like, man, this could go bad. I had one of those moments last night, and it made me had to really sit down and look at what's going on in my portfolios and on my exchanges and everything. And I kind of did a revamp. Man, I came seriously close to getting liquidated yet once again, like twice wasn't enough. And ironically, wouldn't happen when I was on stream, and wouldn't happen when I went on to stream one time. But I did something different, and it was kind of cool. So immediately I scaled down my leverage on that long that I was in. I was already on the wrong side of it, and then we started dumping. So I had to take action, and this is where I think that we don't talk about this stuff that much in trading, right? What do we do when things go south? Because when you are new to it, things go south a lot, and you're sitting there freaking out, not knowing what to do, and you can make very stupid mistakes. Been in it for a while, well, you learn from your stupid mistakes and you try not to do them again, even though, man, you're in the midst of a lot of stuff, things happening fast, emotions happening fast. You're like, oh my God, I didn't realize I didn't see this or something. There's a hole in my theory or something like that. And you're like, oh no. Because when you look at the charts here, you see, and you've been hearing about this, and it's what's been given a big scare in the market. You know, our supports down here are about $40,000, and I'm like, man, because I had to call in my backup plan for my spot margin positions. And I did that before July 4th because I'm like, they're going to tank this market. Just to get, you know that they probably will. And just in case that they do, you probably want to have this stuff in place rather than trying to fumble with it at the last minute. So I moved stuff over to my exchanges getting ready for this ahead of time. But wow, I'm glad that I did. So what I did is I was doing like, I think about 20x leverage on this one position. And I've been doing that for a while. And that's also the leverage that got me liquidated twice when I got out of my control. I had a plan in place to save it from being liquidated, but it wasn't a smart plan. I don't think that is. I'm trying to get away from that. I digress. Anyway, toned down my leverage to 10x. I had to throw a little bit more money in there to do that, to cover that, but that was a smart move. Now my liquidation price is a lot lower, and I've got wiggle room on that. So I'm good on that. It's still underwater. We got to give above 57,000 for me to get into profit on that, but I saved it, and rather than me sitting here and losing like another $3,500 because I did that a couple of times, sucked. They're supposed to look like you know what they're doing. My system works. It's just that you break your rules and then, well, things go wrong, and you gotta be honest about why you're breaking your rules and what rules you're breaking and why they're important. And you gotta look at those things, because that's where the trading comes in. The trading's all up here. It's not on the charts. The charts can show you, give you an idea of probabilities where things can turn around and what can happen, and then you make your trade based on that. But it's how you execute and play out those trades, and even your investments, your strategies, how that you carry that forward. That's where the real game is. That is where it really is, and that's not what we talk about. We're just always, look at the setup. Oh, look, 125% on 77x leverage, something like that. It really is more like gambling if you don't have a plan. It really is. And when you're talking about your life savings, that's not something that you just want to willy-nilly gamble. And when you have a come to Jesus moment, because I came to Jesus last time realizing some of this, I mean, it was I was safe. We were safe as long as we didn't keep going down, but it also gave me an opportunity, which I took advantage of, and I like that. I'll talk about that in a little bit. When things are down, there's a good time to do some stuff, and I got to do that too. But anyway, what I got to do with this flush out, it helped me get a better system and a better strategy in line. So I'm happy with what I got going on right now and the way I got things structured. Got rid of a bunch of those little loser coins and little things I shouldn't have been in anyway. Those little ones you just kind of leave in your wallet, like, oh yeah, so whatever. Maybe I guess we'll wait till 10 months and see what this little thing does, because it's 20. You put a 50 or $100 into something, and now it's like 15 and something. Those little plays. Some of that stuff, you just cleaned it out, a bunch of stuff. That was good. And I'm in a bunch of really more solid plays. I moved a lot of things over to my spot margin positions to use those for collateral, and I've got them. I'm like, they just been sitting in my wallet. They got spot margin on it. We're at a dump. This is a perfect time for me to double this bag. Whatever, I can either moonbag it, or I can take the profits and pay off the Bitcoin I got over there, because that's what I was so scared about losing. I thought I was going to lose my Bitcoin. Man, and I don't want to lose my Bitcoin. That's what it's all about for me. If I did that, I would feel like a total loser. So I've got myself back into a nice solid space. So I'm good. I'm good. We can drop down to 40,000. I'll still probably be and have to do some maneuvering, but I mean, I'm good. I'm not gonna give up the farm. But would we go down to 40,000? See when people are throwing that out, because just after the stream, and I'm going through all this and going through my portfolio, and I haven't looked on the YouTube, and then I get one that's talking to me. He's talking all bearish and stuff about 6 in the morning, because I was up there late working on us. And I'm talking about 40,000. I was like, oh, the heaviness in my chest. I was like, I gotta turn you off. I ain't watching you. No, man, I can't get in that frame of mind. That'll make me do something stupid. And it does. It does. So we got to be cautious how we present things, I think, here on YouTube. It really does influence, because I remember how easily I was influenced just by people talking. I mean, you got somebody who's been in crypto for a long time saying, I'm telling you, June Bitcoin is going to have an all-new all-time high in June. Nobody knows this market better than I do. Listen, I called this and I called that, and we did this every year, and at my last show, those guys didn't know anything. Weren't you at that last show telling everybody how low IQ they were and how right you were? Suddenly they don't know anything. Weren't you their boss? Didn't you hire those people that you said are the devil? You hire the devil. Well, isn't that kind of your fault? I don't know. I have lots of questions. Road Dog, what the hell are you talking about tonight? I think I got off mid-term. I was talking about price coming down to $40,000 and how people on YouTube, what they say has an effect on us. But could we do that? I mean, we look at this and see that big move and just like, oh, we'll just drop all the way back down here. But we kind of forget about these areas over here. I mean, we talk about them over here. Well, we're having trouble getting past this area because of what happened way over here. But yet when it comes to going to the downside, we're like, well, that doesn't count. That happened way over there. We're not even thinking about that. Yeah, this counts. There's a lot of chop down here when you start getting around $50,000 and under. 50,000 to 48, and then on down to even to 40. it would take a lot of doing to get down to 40,000, in my personal opinion, and I hope I am not wrong on that. But what does this mean for altcoins? Well, if Bitcoin is going to do okay, our altcoins should recover. And I don't know. I just wondered, do you guys have any? Did you guys have any come to Jesus moments, or any kind of just like, oh my God, or did you find yourself doing stupid stuff, or I mean, how did it go for you guys during this drop? Because that was quite frightening. However, I think I came up with a system that I can actually pull out money on a regular basis a lot easier with the way I got things structured now on my spot margin. I think I'm really liking the spot margin thing. Guys, we'll get to some coins here and look at the market. I'm going to be going over market Cipher real quick, just kind of break it down. Going to do that. That was discussed over on Joe's show, Trade Intuition. So if you're not familiar with Joe, Trade Intuition, go check him out. He usually comes on about 3 o'clock. I think he's been testing the waters for new time zones lately. But if you can't catch it live, you can always catch the repeat. Just like you can with my show. Oh, wow. You can watch it as many times as you want. Put it on repeat if you like. Hit that like button, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Guys, my mouth is getting dry, so I'm going to have to leave you guys with the chat for just a second here. And we'll say hello to everybody. In just a second. Guys, I'll be right back. As soon as I find me face. Damn it, Sean, I told you to have my vodka over there waiting for me. And we're back. Somewhere. Had to go get a little drink. It's one thing I forgot to do before I got online tonight. I was sitting here and I got into the charts and I lost track of time, so that's why I was a few minutes late tonight. Well, that's me, always working 24/7 just for you guys. Thank you for joining my feet pick Telegram OnlyFans group. If you're not in my OnlyFans group, what are you waiting for? Come support your dog. Look, I got socks on. That's a freebie. Don't freak out, man, or I'll bring out the turkey. Swear to God, I'll bring out the turkey. Y'all know you want the turkey. You love the turkey. There's nothing better than the turkey. Need a little jive turkey. Oh, yeah, baby. Haha. Who can't resist that grin, huh? Who can't resist that grin? Was mics on? All that? All right, we getting on with the show, I promise. Where did you go, Road Dog? You left me again. You left me. Oh, no. All right, that's one hairy turkey. Striga says scaling down takes a while to return back. I don't know if we're talking about the same. I don't know if we're talking about exactly the same thing. But actually, what I did help me. I'm getting back in profit kind of quick. I'm seeing a comeback kind of quick. If if that's what the concern was, or the comment was about. So, and let's see, on futures, it is a lot better than what it was. A lot better than what it was. But still not out of the woodwork yet. But one of the things that I was wanting to do, and one of my intentions that I was wanting to do with futures, is to get a low. And I was really thinking more like a 5x trade, but I went with 10, and I may change it, who knows. But I thought, well, we're kind of already dumped at a good range. But I would want to get a kind of a lower leverage Bitcoin trade that I can just let ride. And that's one of the things that I wanted to do, and I wanted to do that, you know, early on and low in the market. I never did. Or I put it where, you know, I'd get stopped out and lose my early position or whatever, and have to start all over at a higher. But that's one of the things I'm trying to work on with those. And I've got it structured now a good where I can do that. But before, the leverage is just too high. So I'm swearing off high leverage now. So 10x would be the most, that would be the highest I would have, and that would have to be on a big asset like Bitcoin. I've got a position with Ethereum that's 10x, but I'm going to be real careful with that because I think that's too much for Ethereum. I think 5x is good. Anyway, where's my damn lemon water? Man, Striker. How's it going, guys? Let's check out with these comments. Say hello. We got Trey Spot in the chat. How's it going, Trey? And we got Strega and Sam Webb. Mr. Miles says, "Oh my God, we're going to zero forever. If it keeps dumping, you'll lose that too." You are correct, sir. You are correct, sir. But my strategy relies along Bitcoin, and I have reclaimed my Bitcoin, sir. I've worked hard to do it, but I put my plan in place. Just got to go low, and I'm still going to do it. My plan is to get it where my liquidation on my Bitcoin is like in the lower 30,000s. Yeah, she was hitting like 40. She was hitting like 44,000, and I was like, no, that's too close. We could actually do that. I mean, it would have to be like just something horrible going on in the world, but that could happen. And if something horrible is going on in the world, well, I definitely don't want to get liquidated in the process to make it doubly horrible. That would be a double bad day for me. This jive turkey knows a thing or two. So I'm getting, I'll probably do a membership stream for the YouTube membership, use guys that have memberships or whatever, and go over just some details on that, just in case anybody's interested, rather than sitting here and talking about it all night on this stream. That sport was set up pre-ETF. We won't dip into the 40,000s. Yeah, I can't see it happen. But when things are dipping and you're seeing numbers and you're seeing your portfolios tank and you're seeing some risky plays that you got, and you're like, you got those emotions running, it can make you do stupid stuff. So you entertain those thoughts. Luckily, I was able to namaste, prayed real hard to Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. And you know, I was able to, hey man, don't you have this over here? Isn't this a perfect time for you to do this strategy and this strategy? And I was like, oh, thank you, Jesus. Yes, it is. Rules are made to be broken. They are, but I got certain ones when I break them, as of not getting out of a position when I should. When I'm doing like a leverage trade, well, that's when I start getting on the wrong side of it. Then I got to try to, instead of taking a loss, instead of taking a $250 loss, I let something turn into like a $3,500 loss from not following a rule. So there's some good ones. Still kicking myself over the MACD rule I broke. I think we just heard Road Dogg challenging his inner Alex Jones voice. But globalist vampires will push Bitcoin back down to 43K. My magic boss says V-shaped recovery. I like that. That falls in line with my overall thesis for Bitcoin. This is the fake out thing before we get the big bump to the upside. It's just when we get those dumps, man, you start questioning. And actually, you can make an argument that we're bearish. You can on the charts. but that's still not where I'm not sold on that just yet. Damn, like you stuff. I'm way behind on this, aren't I? I started buying crypto in April 2021, says Celinda, right before Bitcoin dumped to 28K. I was like, what the? Oh, so, oh, right at the, oh yeah, you got it the first. But maybe that's when you probably heard people talking about it before. Yeah, that's when you say, well, I'll just probably, you know, and the more and more people were talking about it, I guess, and you decide I'll take the plunge, and that happened to be the tops. Well, honey, if you've been in it through all that and you have not given up, you've learned a lot of good lessons that are going to help you on that next roller coaster ride down. And man, you're just, I mean, you just position yourself great. I mean, because you went through the bottoms, and oh man, so a shout out. That is awesome. I liked hearing that. So this time, this bull market's got Celinda's name on it. It's the turkey dog. Who's your turkey dog? Who's your turkey dog? I am, right? I'm your turkey dog. Traded Joe says, does Market Cipher B really help? On what time frame is it most effective? It works on any time frame, just like any indicator works on any time frame. So it doesn't have to be a time frame. Mr. Mouse says, Jesus is your financial advisor. Well, he's not very vocal, but you know, I did have to yell out to him, and God. But you know, sometimes when you ask for help and then you're just kind of, there's that answer. Oh man, I wasn't considering that idea. That just kind of makes everything all right. All right now. Those kind of moments. No golden lights. No voices down from the sky. Just step in the right direction. And that seems to be how God's worked. He's really, really, really subtle. Hey, Albert. I'm pretty good with pronunciations. Torcoglu? Torcoglu? Albert Torcoglu? I'm probably butchering that. I like languages and pronunciations. That's kind of cool. Celinda says, are we going to get a new moon pump? I hope so. I hope so. And SPO says Polygon Matic. Hey, I was playing that one today. That's one of the positions. That's one of the bags I had sitting around doing nothing. I'm like, this is perfect. I can so use you right now instead of letting you sit around. So we'll look at Polygon 2. All right. So I said I was going to go over Market Cipher. We had a question about it, and let me. Traded Joe says, does Market Cipher B really help on, and on what time frame? Let's talk about Market Cipher. So this is Market Cipher, and there is a paid version and there are lots of free versions. When it first came out, CryptoFace, you know, that's where I first found it, and it was a paid indicator, but you know, $600 a year, I think is what it was, a subscription for an indicator, and I'm like, oh, it looks so cool, and they're just swearing up and down because BitBoy was just buying the green dots and making all the money because he was, you know, at we in Bitcoin we were here. This is where we were, and so it's like you throw a rock at anything. But Market Cipher, paid version, also a free. All it is a bunch of indicators just squished together, and it looks like an astropop. I've got a video in my Chart School series on the channel that actually is dedicated to this. If you want to, you know, a breakdown that you can go over, it's just probably about 10 minutes long. But what it is, you got several different indicators. Now, oh golly, all squished together. Now I've changed mine. The color on mine looks different because you can do all that stuff in the settings and all whatnot. But this is the stochastics, And there's also the RSI. Now, I took the RSI off of mine because it was just too much. And I like to look for divergences on RSI, and I can just read it better. So that's why I've got RSI separate. I keep it separate down here because I like to chart on it. Sometimes I like to follow trend lines and things like that on here too. Can't do that so easy. But stochastics I don't really do much with, so I left those on Market Cipher here. It's got settings over here, and you can change all the colors and all that cool stuff. One thing, now this is MexC Cipher. This is the free version over on TradingView. And it's awesome. I've been using it for years. And comparing it to the regular Market Cipher, I see no difference other than on money flow. There's some subtle differences, like how far down it comes or how high up it goes. And that's not a big deal to me, so I don't care about that. And as with any indicator, it's how you get used to the indicator that matters anyway. So if there is a slight difference, it's baked in, so to say. So it's fine. This is an excellent indicator, and it's free, and it's colorful, and it's cool. And it looks like a lot. It looks like it's hard. It's not. But once you get used to it, you can just glance at it and then you know what's going on. You just got to feel for it. It's just intuitive. You got, oh, this is not, yeah, this is at a high. Oh, this is not good. Oh, this is getting ready to do something. Oh, this looks interesting. Yeah, it's getting ready. So it can give you some signals like that to look at. And as with any indicator, there's buy signals on here and little things like that, but you can't trade by those signals on any indicator. If you do, it's not going to work out well for you. At best, you may break even or ish. But bots do that. I've had bots, and I've tested those things out with bots. And it's not that great of a trade. And you can even back test it. It's not great. Just to take every buy signal and sell on every sell signal on an indicator doesn't work. They're there to help you. You're to take that. You're just there to get their advice. It's like, I see that this is, you use your TA, whether support levels, trend lines, whatever you're using, an indicator to say, what's your input? What do you say? Yes or no? And you look at the indicator. So indicator gives it. We give it the go ahead. You got the green light from us. Maybe you ask another indicator, another system, like your moving averages. What do you say, moving averages? We say no. We don't like it. We say it sucks. And then you got, oh gosh, I just don't know what to do. But that's how I'm using indicators to help me know, should I jump in on this trade or not? Well, since I got mixed signals, I'm like, well, it's probably not the greatest thing going on. Let's watch it. All right, so Market Cipher, stochastics, used to those. So when they're up at the top, they're around the 100%. You see we got charts over here. Start out at the 0 line right here in the middle. That little 0 line. So 100 would be right up here, and that would be your scale. So you got this little range all through here, and that's where your stochastics go. That's where your momentum lines go, a 0 through 100 scale. Also from the 0, you got a negative 100 scale all the way down to here, from here to here. And that's where the negative momentums. Think of this is not MACD, but it kind of is similar in a way how it ebbs and flows over a central line like that. It's kind of cool. This is the momentum wave. And it represents the momentum of the moves in the market and how strong and how deep and how far they keep going. They are cool. And there's a few strategies that use these that are kind of interesting. Jason Casper has one. CryptoFace has another one using a trigger wave, but we won't get into that. I don't see a totally good setup to go into that. But when you get the green dots, what these are, the red dots, what these really are, if you just go right on it and you come up and look up, you see this little yellow thing that kind of follows through here, dips down, and it turns orange because I got the red thing over it. But it's this yellow wave. They call it VWAP. Now I don't think it actually is. CryptoFace is even kind of said, oh, if you think that's VWAP, you're correct. But that's what he calls it too. volume weighted average price is what VWAP stands for. I don't know what it is. All I know is that when it's above the zero line, it's good. And when it's below the zero line, things are going south. So we want to see it always curving up toward the zero line like it's going to cross it. And we don't want to see it curving down unless you're looking to short the market, because that's bearish. But whenever it crosses that zero line, there's a little dot that appears, and if it's bullish, it's crossing plus, we get the green dot. If it's crossing negatively here, then we end up getting a red dot. But that's what is triggering those dots. And then, of course, you would wait a candle confirmation or one time unit. This is an 8-hour chart. You would wait one 8-hour candle just for a confirmation on these dots, because they can bounce in and bounce off. Just because they show up and they're on there doesn't mean they're going to stay there until it actually prints. Then it's there for good. But during that time frame, it blinks on and off, man. You can't go by that. So this does work on any time frames, and as I say, the bigger your time frame, the less noise you have, the more reliable the signal. And usually that's the boss telling you how things are going to happen. So the bigger time frames are more like your generals. Oh, I don't know how to put this into an analogy like that. All right, so we went over VWAP, and I got a lot of little drawings here. I drew too much. The one thing on here that I think is one of the most important things is what they call money flow. And I assume it's a lot like the Chaikin money flow indicator. I don't know, I haven't used that in years. But it's kind of like the VWAP we just saw. It's also going over the center line, right? That little zero line. And when it's in the green, it's green, and it goes up, and it's got its little waves and things too. Now, a cool thing is that they got this little bar down here that also shows you when it is in the green. Now, when money flow is in the green, I'm not going to break down to you the science of money flow. I'm just going to tell you how this indicator works, because this is all you really need to know. If you want the details, you can. I don't even think CryptoFace does that. From my understanding, he had someone to code and put all these pieces together, because TradingView at the time, for their free version, only allowed you 5 indicators, or maybe 4 indicators. You couldn't get 5, and he wanted to find a way to put 5 indicators into one slot. That way you could have, you're not just limited to your whatever indicators. It was very clever. That was supposed to be the start of market Cipher, the story goes. All right, so money flow in the green, and when this little bar turns green, if you're trading to the upside, it is going to work more in your favor. And also, when money flowing goes in the red, if you're shorting, it's probably going to go more in your favor that way. If you're trying to long when money flow is in the red, you're going against the momentum. You're going against the trend. It's not gonna go well for you. However, there's some signs when she starts turning around. There might be something to start out with. Maybe you want to start looking at a bigger position or doing something on the bottoms, or starting to, that's when things will be starting to turn around in the market. So stochastics, when stochastics are at the top, price is usually at the tops too. And when stochastics break away from this 100% level, and usually the 80, I think it's 90% level, is the general rule with stochastics, that when they officially come down there, then that's your sell signal, or this is overbought territory, meaning everybody is hot potato. We want to get rid of it quick. And so when she bounces back below the 90% area, which is not marked on here, this is just general knowledge for stochastics. That's your sell signal, and then down she comes, and then bounces down here to the 0. And when she gets above the 20% area, which is roughly right around here, then that's technically your buy signal. Is it 20 and 80? 30 and 70. 30 and 70, I believe, is the RSI. That's usually the turnaround points on the RSI. Same kind of deal. As I said, RSI is usually on here too, but I took mine off and have it separate because this is too much. So I think we covered most of the things. The biggest thing you see, the red and the green bars here, and the red and the green on the money flow, because they're the same thing. So, and that's pretty simple. I mean, that's a simple concept. When it goes into the green, I mean, that's money coming into this market, and it kind of tracks it on a wave, give you an idea, ebb and flow. The dots down here at the bottom, though, now they're different. And I don't know if I can zoom in and show you that. Technically, there's also some up here at the top. But you got dots that are on the momentum waves. Now, notice this, you'll see that it goes green and things are going up, and then red and things are going down. Then we get a green dot, and then you know, it's not just going to heaven, not just going to straight up from there. It'll do what I call, you know, red light, red dot, green dot. And, you know, ups and downs, but still up and down on a down trajectory. This was during the bear market part. Well, this is June. This is June of this year. Wonder, I'm on the 8-hour time frame. But these little green dots down here, those are bullish little signals that represent that divergence has showed up. So there should be divergence on a wave table, like here, or an RSI, depending on what they have in the settings. But that's what those mean. And generally, they're taken as a good sign to get in, especially when you get 2. They call that snake eyes. But that's all they mean. And then here you got some bigger dots that are kind of along with them. Those are the good ones. That indicates that this should be a nice strong move, and that's actually the ones that they recommend that you look for. If you're trying to look for an actual signal as when to get in to these bigger green dots, not the ones that just pop up on the wave table. But if we go to the price action where these occurred, you can see this is where we're at the bottom at 60,000 right here, and then it did get a little turnaround there. So I think that's pretty much covered. So we got momentum waves, and they're overlapped, and that's why you got the 2 colors there, and it's just kind of visually appealing. And when they cross over, also it lines up with VWAP, and you can get the little dots. But here's another one just where you're getting it, where the VWAP thing. This green dot, though, that one is a mystery to me. I'm not seeing anything that's crossed there. And they don't cross perfect, so that's not exactly what triggers it. So let that be said. There is something different, but you'll find that the dots and the VWAP, they're right together, but it's not the actual, they're not the same thing. But the dots are the bullish trend and the red. And there's also, if you go over to they have got this cool PDF that breaks all this stuff down, and you get the actual, I think you go to the tutorials, yeah, and let's see, do you still have that PDF? The PDF was awesome. So this is a good place to go learn about it too, because they got tutorial videos over here, and they can go through the strategies. It works the same on the VMC on the free one as it does here. The same thing. And I'm trying to find. Let's see what the pricing is. What is the pricing now? This is if you want the paid version. And so professional 12-month subscription, $600. Lifetime is $1,500. Free is on TradingView. I'm just saying. But there was this real cool PDF. I guess they don't have it over here. And but they should have the videos up here. Here's a nice little calculator for doing your risk to reward. So they got some cool tools over here. The tutorial videos, let's check that one out again. And these are cool. So they got intros to break all the stuff down, even in more detail than what we did. And this is basically what, if you guys are familiar with, what's his name? Evan Aldo. This is the strategy that he uses. And what he got, the same thing that Crypto faced. Even with the spider lines and all that stuff. But that whole system is broken down over here. It's only fair if we're going to show the free version to show the paid version too. Just, you know, and all the stuff over there that they have the show for it. What do you guys think? Did I answer your questions, or you got more? We want to go over market Cipher A? We want to go over some charts? I just been talking turkey. Dog got that twinkle in his eye. Get your mind off food, man. We got crypto to focus on. I see what you did there. So mad I'm late for my turkey date, says Dave P. Time to get some turbo, Sam. Write that down too. Y'all looking at me kind of funny. I am a handsome turkey though. Probably the sexiest turkey on YouTube right now. What kind of wings? Oh gosh. There go my ears. Gotta get that Nancy Pelosi. Oh yes, Sam, that's awesome. That would have been a good idea to ran past Crypto Banner or whoever. Well, they're the ones behind all that Tucker Carlson and all that stuff. Which, man, that one's been tanking. It's a cool. I like those videos. Those the Tucker. The ticker is Tucker. All right, so where did it go? So Trade at Joe's. I think I gave a pretty decent breakdown there. Let's see what Bitcoin is doing here. Which time frame? There was one time frame that Bitcoin seems to really be working pretty well with. And is it you? Or is it the 6? It's this. I think the 6 hour is working pretty well with that. Can I still say that though? Let me check out the 8 hour. What we got going on over here? That's. I'm looking at time frames here, and one thing that I do is, amid all these lines I got drawn, looking at how my moving averages, kind of how price respects my moving averages by different time frames, and going by the noise on the charts. And when I find something that, you know, speaks a little clearer, you're like, you're not, why is that there? This doesn't look, that doesn't make sense. You know, you see some charts that are more like that, but then you see the ones that, oh, it's actually respecting these lines pretty well. Oh, look how well it respected the 9 on this one on the daily. Look how, you know, it respected the 100. It shows some, I look for that, and that's how I pick out what charts are most important for me to go by. The ones that are actually respecting the stuff the most. And they all respect it to an extent, but, you know, this one on the 12 hour, I mean, we got a 200, but all these other lines, that's just a jumbled mess. Price ran through the 300 and, you know, didn't touch this one. So this one's just kind of, the moving averages can't really tell me very much there. But if I just go up to the daily, I've got a little bit more that I can go with. So I like to do that. And time frames, I think, kind of that concept. I take it for granted that could be a confusing concept for somebody coming into trading to understand. And the best way that I can explain it is that your bigger time frames have less noise, and they really tell you what's going on. So if something's going to give you a clue that something's going to happen, you should respect it on the bigger time frames. They have the most weight. What they say goes, basically. So if you see something on a bigger time frame that says price is most, like, you know, if you're coming down to, oh man, what's a good it's got you have more momentum on these bigger time frames. It's going to take more to change what's going on the bigger time frame than will on the smaller ones. So they hold weight. So if I say I got bad news coming in on a monthly chart, well, I'm going to be bad all the way down on all the other charts too, the 2 week, weekly, whatever. So monthly, and then I got weekly, and I can go by that one compared to what I see on the monthly. And I got to tell you, the weekly is okay. Momentum is good for Bitcoin. Ishimoku Cloud, that indicator looks, it's fine. It could be more bullish, but it's not bearish at all. It would be bearish if it was right up next against price here, and you probably can't even see it because I got my prediction. Ichimoku Cloud is right over here in this area. Now, if it was right in here, I'd say, oh yeah, we're down. We're going down for sure. So weekly looks good for those kind of things. Come down to the 3-day, just a little bit more noise, a little bit more information. But that's you start planning your trades on your bigger time frame, and you execute them on the smaller ones, and that's how I look at it. So I like to get a feel of what's going on the weekly, the daily. Is it bullish? Is it bearish? Could it be? And we see on the daily that we got a chance to come up for a retest. I can move that line where we broke this trend line, and we got a good chance for price. It did bounce off in the area, come back up, and then we might roll over, or we might just get super bullish and just get in, and we're going to the moon, and this was the Wyckoff Spring, and we're ready to jump the creek, and we'll go and hopefully make a new all-time high. That could happen too. I want to see that. There's some signs saying that we could. There's nothing definite one way or the other, and that's why you got to get prepared for both scenarios, and that's the thing. And that's why it was important for me to take this opportunity to do what I can to get ready for, just in case we come back down to 50,000, 48,000 even, because it could happen. It could happen. Now 40, 35 and all is down to this far. No, I think it would be hard to get down to 48 really. I think if we start to come down, we would find a lot of congestion, a lot of buy orders and everything right around 50,000, and that's a good psychological area. It'd be a little shock if that broke, and that might take us to 48 shortly, or we may not do that at all. We don't have to. Our momentum by the moving averages, 800, 600, 300, 200, 100, are all up and to the right. They're spreading apart. They have they're doing what they're supposed to do, right? And they're in sequential order here. It's just some of the smaller ones, the non-moving average, the 21. Well, they're being unruly, following after price, chasing it like a cheap addict. Breaks my little heart sometimes to see them have to run away like that. And what that means is that price, well, you can go back up to where the momentum is, or the most recent momentum, those other, the 50 and 100 moving average areas up here, about 65,000, 66,000. We could go back up there and hang around that area for a minute. We just won't know until we get a little bit more of a clue. So my question is to you, how are you playing this? Are you just automatically saying, oh, we're going to go up from now? Maybe. There's some arguments for that. And that's all we can do is make an argument like we're a lawyer before a judge. This piece of evidence, this indicator says this trend line suggests this. But Your Honor, the moving average told me firsthand it was smacked in the face by price, and it didn't like it. So you're making a case where you're bullish or bearish and for what your idea is, and then you're betting money on it, basically. What I don't like here on the daily with Bitcoin is the 9. Fall in price, of course, but if it crosses the 200, then I'm taking that as not great. We can still turn around, but it's just like, well, let's wallow around in this mud for a while. I don't want to wallow around in this mud for too long. I would rather see my numbers go back up and regain some, those lost altcoins and see altcoins start making a recovery. Which was probably why we need to be looking at this chart, or total 3, to give us just kind of an overview for altcoins in general. This angle right here down to this wick corresponds with this wick. I mean, we've got something, and this group of wicks kind of reveals, well, these wicks and that wick. When I pay attention to those, and then it gives us a little bit of an area. There's a channel here somewhere. We just got to find the ends of it. And might it be there or there? I don't have enough touches. Where I got the most touches is here, and that seems to make a little bit more sense to me. Meaning this guy right down here, about 538. And looking over to the left where we have a little congestion over here, and that's acting as support. So if we look at this as being a channel, a downward sloping channel, which is how I'm looking at it now. That's a good sign for altcoins. But yeah, we can come back up here, gain about another 20 or 30 billion or altcoins, see number go up, but we might get rejected. We might have to bounce around a little bit. I'm just saying. But at least we're not continuing to drop and seeing altcoins go to 0 or near 0. That looks like the bleeding has stopped. It looks like we're going to get a little bit of a recovery and maybe even come on back up to around 645. I don't know, this area toward the top of the trend line. That's what we want to see with altcoins. That's what we got a chance of having with altcoins. But because these smaller moving averages have crossed the 200, which is a no-no, and crossed prices below it, well, it's going to be a little struggle. We're going to have to fight our way through that. Ichimoku Cloud says, yeah, baby, I'm going to be right there. Come on, I'm ready. And she's going to make it easy. Remember, she's got to be nice and thick before we start busting through her. And she ain't nice and thick yet. She's all thin and spindly, meaning she ready to dump on you. So she gotta chum around. She got to get kind of thick, and price got to get it close to it and come through. So we could definitely go sideways a little bit with altcoins. But that might be some unique trading opportunities. Let's get into the altcoins we're supposed to, because I've been rambling. Why am I rambling? Why are you rambling? Hey. Trader Joe's much pretty. Okay, so answered your questions mostly. We can do Market Cipher A some other time too. I probably wouldn't want to do it tonight, but that is another one. And for y'all that's like, what the hell is that? There's another one? There is. I rarely ever use it, but sometimes it's kind of cool, especially like on a small time frame. When you get those yellow X's, some for manipulation. That's what they say. What's the go-to catchphrases? It's not good when that happens, but it's like anything. Oh my God, they're totally manipulated right now. Call the cops, Helen. They're manipulating the price. It says so. Market Cipher A. Yeah, it's not really like that. But look, right here, we got those X's on the daily. Bump, bump, bump. And it's cool how they look. The diamonds, we're going over it. You just said you weren't going over it, man. You're right, I did say that. What should you do about that?
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
there's a bunch of stuff I got turned off on here. I just got it turned on where I got diamonds and X's because it looks like, you ever seen the feathered serpent of Mexico? When you turn Market Cipher A on, that's what it looks like to me, especially on Christmas tree candles. It looks like the feathered plume serpent. I'm like, what am I looking at? And I've already got enough lines and stuff over here on my chart anyway. But look, the X's are kind of cool, and it's fitting. It's supposed to mean manipulation, but something. I think it's able to catch a lot of big volume trades. It's all reflected in the price. We have figures it, but anyway, it caught them for sure. That was nasty. Foreshadowing that was the first big dump, and then here it is on total 3. It doesn't always work out that way though. See, we've had them over here before, so Market Cipher is just one that I click on every once in a while. It mostly works like After Effect, or maybe you got it on when you're expecting maybe to see if there's a X or a diamond going to pop up, but I think this is the first time I've been on it in about 2 years. But Market Cipher B, that one I glance at it all the time. One thing I didn't mention was the divergences. These little lines, green lines or red lines at the top, is the divergences on the wavetable, which Jason Casper uses those very well. They don't always line up with the RSI divergences, and so to me, I don't think they play out as much. But that's my take. I don't really go by them. I go by RSI when I'm looking for divergences mostly. But you can do it with the wavetables, and he's got strategies that work pretty well for him with that. So. Let us now get into some altcoins while we still got a little bit of time. It is 11 o'clock, started at 10. Oh man, it's about time to end the stream, really. So I got a few altcoins I jotted down. I'm just going to run through the chat over here real quick. I do drink Red Bull, says Mr. Miles. Good for you. Mentor Mirage, how's it going? Glad to have you here. Mr. Miles says Casper will put that on the list. Let me take a look at one that I made money with. This one before. It was just it's a little meme coin. I know nothing about this thing, but I remember I had $7 in it, and then I looked yesterday and it was like 50. I don't remember adding any more to it, and then I sold some of that, and then I looked today, it is like at $50 again. I'm like, well, you're doing some stuff. It's called Motion. It's one that I decided to test out, and I guess it, wow, this is the 1 hour. Because I'm sure that I had it somewhere back in here, on this side of it. And I got a little bit of pump in it, and then I sold it. But just left like $7 worth in there. But that $7 turned into a lot. How many X's did you do? From this is June 20. Yeah, I had you way before then. I had it all through here. This was must have been my $7 area. How much? Oh my gosh. Well, that's like a 40x. I wouldn't say I got a 40x out of it, but I know I had very little in there, and I looked and like, oh my gosh, you're doing pretty good for a meme coin that was not worth anything. So definitely not the time to buy this one, but she's performed well. This was May. This is the last time she ran. And it went from those lows. It did a, oh my gosh, I see, wow. I'm going to keep my eye on this one because it's twice, it's did like a 45x. My tool should not be lying. That's, I'm sorry, from here. I guess it depends on when you get it, but okay, I'm sorry, a 36x, forgive me. It was only a 3,600%, from bottom to top. That's a big range to take a lots of profit. And here, just on this high, low, higher high, going to make a low around this trend line, which would be a good place to buy. 1176. We still got a place to come down, but that's the area I'm seeing. I can't do alerts, can I? I want to make sure that I catch that. So I need to go ahead and probably take a little bit more profit before. Technically, if I was watching this, I'd wait for it to break this trend line, and that's when I would take some more profit. But I like that idea. So this is, I don't know. I would set some alerts for this one. This one's, I mean, she can make some impressive gains. But finding a good place like on the bottom of this trend line, not necessarily this one. I'm not expecting it to go to the moon. If it does, then all right. But RSI doesn't suggest that on the 1 hour. Let me look at a bigger time frame just to see what we got going on. Don't tell me a damn thing. There's a lot of sell pressure there. Bearish divergence there. Yeah, I'd expect her to come down. We would hope she would come down, wouldn't we? So we could buy her cheaper. I'll put the $40 that I made in it back here and see what she can do for me. How far? If you go back from here, what would that be? That would give me a 2x. Oh man, what happened to that 30x she's talking about? Yeah, it was there. Oh my god, that's 58x from some of these crazy areas. Motion. Gotta remember to take profit after the stream. I was happy about that. There's a Hoppy. That one keeps showing up on Tokenmetrics. I am not in it, but I haven't been impressed with the charts on it, but it seems to always be getting all the hype over there. So we got Hoppy version 2-3 months ago, 1.8 million. That's the one I'm going with. That's the one we looked at. Okay, well she's just a steady runner then, right? Higher highs and higher lows. She's on a trajectory. Okay. She doing, that's what we like though. This one been doing good. Look at that. If you'd been in my OnlyFans footsie group, you would have known about this coin. Right next to my turkey feet. Turkey feet. I can't see because all these labels. Look at that parabolic move. That's nice. So, well, Hoppy. 1, 2, 3. She might have 2 more run-ups in her. This kind of, you know, that's kind of iffy. This is kind of chasing, in my personal opinion, to try to jump on board after one takes off and gets up this high. But the general rules are, you know, if she touches this trend line, that's when I like to take off a little bite, but not up here. That's too much risk. That's too far away. So sorry, I cannot. No, break a rule. No, don't buy toppies, buy bottomsies. You could probably find a level. I'm on the daily here. Let's go down to the 4 hour on this one. If you want to go level by level, but it would be, you know, basically where the candle bodies are. So where I would try to go. Where are you, man? Why can't I never find you, price label? What is that about 0001413? What is that? 1515 right now. I just kind of like 1192 better. All right, so Matic I think was requested. Polygon. That's one that I dusted off today. I've just had that sitting around, not doing anything. And I know I bought it more expensive than, I'm pretty sure I bought it for more expensive than what it is right now. Oh, definitely. She's at 46 cents. Or at least around through here and a little bit more. And she broke that trend line a long time ago, really. Let's take a look at good old Matic here. And I'm gonna zoom out because there's just so much noise on some of those other time frames there. I'm on a 5-day. Just a lot of small chop in there. So we had a bottom here. We were following this guy and whatever, lost that. Then we got this guy. And that's really the main one that we lost. Touched. Whoops. I can't see because of my turkey. My turkey horns. I said it, I'm a horny turkey. So bottom here, touch there. So did a little dip under it, but we're going to go with it. Still a good solid trend line that still gave her hell right there until she just gave up the ghost on this big dump. Here we are on the 3-day and we got the, wow, check this out. Look, he waited all this time to get the 50 to cross the 200 for that golden cross for your buy signal to the upside. We're good. We're officially bullish now. Bum, bum, bum. It'll be up only from here on out. And then what happens? Boom. Wow, isn't that crazy? And then to add insult to injury, you got the death cross or the 50 crossing the 200 again. Isn't that crazy? So where's she going now? She got lower, man, so let's figure this out. Now, we could look over here at these areas, but there's no guarantee that she'll go down and touch them. She could. She might well do it. But there might be a secret key area in between that's betwixt the lines that she could go. And that's when I like to reach down deep inside and just pull out my fib right here in public in front of everybody. Go from this low to this high and see what we got. Comes at an 886, 786 area. Okay, cool. Bounced around. We could look at this some different ways, but this was an overall move that I think, you know, basically has not really been, not necessarily played through. But we could take each of these little ranges and pull a fib on it to give us more insight. But we are here at an 886 level, which for this move, that's a golden little reversal area. So we're gonna mark that little guy. Really, if we're still in a bullish structure, if we're still in a bullish overall tone, we should at least bounce from here. We should. This is kind of the last rung on the bullish ladder, so to speak. This is like, you know, we only go bearish from here. And so if she decides not to take this step and to take this next run down back to here, well, technically she's back at ground zero and she could go back up. But the next place I look is down here at the 1272. If I want to go in the negative and put her down to -2 cents, where you gotta pay me to earn this little sucker. Yeah. What? -3, that doesn't make any sense. Why? But your measure move takes you all the way to -$35. Look at that. -43 cents. You heard it here first from the turkey, the road dog turkey. She's at a good area where she can bounce right there. If you take a swing low to swing high, I would have been pegging for that 113, and I would keep that open because maybe I'm on the 3-day chart here. Between, you know, this then the next 3-day candle, and we might visit that area at 39, right at 40 cents. Just saying. And if you're a bottom dweller and like to get the discounted prices, you want to know that kind of thing. And that's why I like to find the discount price. And that was the discount price tool right there to help me find a good deal. So if I got, is Matic worth it down here at 46 cents, or is it worth it at 39? Well, it's worth it at both of them. I think those are the two best sales you're probably going to get all summer. Fingers crossed. Hope so. Because come October, November, Matic may be at $3 for all we know. We are in a bull market. She's just slow getting started, ain't she? There's only bull market only lasts about 18 months overall, and we're about 6 months into it. Is that right? Am I saying that right? Blah 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 blah. We got. Wait, no, we got more time. We got a little bit more than that. We got a little bit more than a year. Not a whole lot more though. Do we? Left? I may be just talking out my turkey butt. Ignore all that. But we, in about, let's see, we're summer. I would say about 15 months is about the most that we should have. So a little over another year, if that long. Of course, then we'll get all the super cycle talk and all that. And Bitcoin's going to 500,000. Blah, blah, blah. Altcoins are on their own cycle now. They don't need Bitcoin. Look, we're going to change with the times. And then we go back and do the 4-year cycle thing again. Watch everything dump to the ground and say, told you. It's not going to be any different this time either. Or go on, think that just like everybody did last time. And the ones that are, you're not getting me this time, suckers. That was painful. Omatic. So I'm looking, she's at 47. That's not bad. And coming back up to this trend line here, 74 cents. I can see that could happen. She's got some stuff going on to give her some rejection areas. Well, this is like right here. So don't expect 52 to be a problem area. Somewhere around 50-ish. 52 cents. She's not going to like that. Look at that shoulder, head and shoulder with a, it's more like a little witch cap. Is she a happy witch? She's a happy witch. The little jive turkey. Why, you can't see my witch hat? Ha ha. Dorothy. Why can't I be Dorothy? Why have I always got to be Dorothy? Why can't you be Dorothy? She's making a lower low there, man. Matic needs to make a comeback. To be safe, Matic needs to get above this area. 54 cents. That would be the safe zone to actually figure out when to get in, take a trade. Wait for a retest of that area or whatnot. Here you're just you're on some hopium and she could come down lower, but hey, if you, because Matic's probably not going anywhere, so you got that little risk-taking degen out there saying buy it, buy it, buy it. I wouldn't say throw it all in there, but sometimes you just want a midnight snack. Maybe that happens a few nights in a row. Just keep taking a midnight snack. Pretty soon, well, you got a bag full of leftovers over here that kind of add up. I don't know what I'm talking about. We're talking about food tonight because I'm a turkey. So we did Matic, and we had a request for I wrote them down, right? Looks like Caspa's next. Cost ball. What's the third? Caspa, you're 16.3. Yeah, she wigged down here and like, I didn't get that 14.7. I didn't have an order there. I don't think so. But I get it to my Caspa bags this time, baby. Yeah. I liked it. I like buying these bottoms. It's risky, I know. I know it is. It was probably risky to some, by the way. I did it because I was at limit order set. Just pyramided all up through there. Let her just wick on down. There's even some down here and didn't get. Boom. Dipped my hand in the cookie jar. Came out with a little something. Now we're going to take it up here to grab a glass of milk. So she's got to, now we got to get above the non-moving average, see if we make it do a U-turn, not cross over that 100, because that would make us come back down here. But if we do that, 15.5, I got some little limit orders just sitting there just waiting for a 15.5 target to be hit. Come on back, retest that 200 moving averages there, baby. I'm good for you, Caspa. Let me get me some and get me some more. Put you in my bags so I can unleash the beauty of you when you hit around 22, 25 cents. It's where I'm looking for Caspa to go to 222. And you should 222. Somebody go to 2-3. We do have a 618 Fibonacci, a 1618 level right up here, 25.7 cents. So it's on the table. Don't know if it'll be in the cards, but it's at least on the table. If you believe in the fibs, do you believe in the fibs? Do you believe in the power of the fibs, brother? The fibs can change your life, brother. Yeah, just gotta believe and step out there. The fibs. Fibonacci's are freaking fascinating. Theta is getting juicy. Theta, another one of my plays. Speaking of my language, dude, I've got way too many coins, but I did narrow them down, and then I've got most of mine. Most of my main ones, I've got them over on I'm doing spot margin, and I think Theta's like a 3x play, and then you know I get to finagle how much I decide to borrow to use, and I get to finagle that margin, and it's just so cool. Just got a lot more finesse over there. It's a lot harder to find yourself in trouble, and if you do, it's a lot easier to get out of it because you're not. One is not 20x leverage, so you don't really get into the same problems. But I mean, you could do stupid over there too, just like you can on futures. Don't get it wrong. Borrow all the money, spend it all at the tops, and watch price go down and wonder, oh my God, what's happening? It's about to liquidate me. That can happen. But you don't do that. You control what you borrow on spot margin, and that way your liquidation price is, man, like half price right now, or lower. A good low price, and you can do stop losses, you can do shorts, you can do all that stuff with spot margin. It's just, you know, you go in with $100 and maybe you can borrow up to 300, but you don't. You just borrow 100, and now you got 200 you can play with instead of 100. So there's your 2x leverage right there. Out of a 3x possibility, it's already on your side. Play with that, build your position at different places, and then as she comes down, well, now all of a sudden your position's worth a lot more. That's not just a $200 position, it's worth about $300 positions, and you can borrow up to $600 or something on it. Yet you don't. But when she comes back down, you buy just a little bit more, and it just builds a bag, and that ebb and flow, and that bag just piles up. It's like a little snowball that gets bigger and bigger if you do it long enough, and then you get this big bag. And you can pay yourself on the way with spot market. It's just, it's not for beginners, it's more for the intermediate. But if you're looking for something that will help you, and especially like, I don't have as much money as blah 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 as Mr. Guru over here is buying $10,000 of Bitcoin like every other day, out of touch with reality. I've barely got 5 nickels to rub together. How to eat ramen 3rd night in a row. Yeah. It's if you got little and have experience in the market with your spot margin, I would highly recommend spot margin over futures, because everybody is getting their ass handed to them on futures, whether they're admitting it or not. And any of them that do not routinely get their ass handed to them, well, first, I'm probably going to question that, and two, you know, that they have some really stick up their ass rules that they go by, and very good structure and discipline. Or they're using lower leverage responsibly. Oh, that can work too. Responsible leverage use, what's that? Says every crypto person out there almost ever. You had to be risky by nature to get into crypto. It wouldn't appeal to you if you're this early. You got some risks. You like to take those risks. That's why you're here when nobody else is. You got that little degen spirit in you. And the right times in the market will actually help you make some money. Just don't let that degen run wild. You need some good solid rules behind that and some good TA, I think, or some principles, however works for you. Theta has possibility coming up to 137, 138, and maybe rolling over. But if she gets over it, then that's good. Then we can start looking like 178 or something like that. Right now, she is just kind of in this. I bet I was sitting here yakking away and I messed up my angles. There we go. Is that a body? Is that a candle body? Candle body. Or she, oh, don't say it. Don't say it. Yeah, I'm in on this. I'm not wanting to see this. Click the channel, Ethel. I don't want to see this stuff anymore. He getting too bearish. What? It is. There's some signs here on the 6 hour look bearish. Let me. Why, Theta? Market Cipher looks. Maybe it could be promising. I mean, it doesn't look horrible. MACD, I'm not excited about this. Although, you know, it's too early to tell, but judging by how these lines are crossing. I mean, but they are crossing, that's the thing. It's indicating that Theta's getting ready to take a dump on the daily. So what we would be looking, oh man, crap. Well, I'm glad we looked at this because I wasn't expecting this. So this trend line that we broke, we might be getting, hopefully to get all the way up there. And if it gets all the way up there, it's about 136. May not make it up there though. But this is what I would expect to happen is a bearish retest and we roll over. Because the bigger time frames are not looking happy. And even the 1 hour is not looking happy now. And Market Cipher just gave it the green light. All the indicators are starting to roll over here on the 1 hour. So 1 hour suggests that she'll be coming back for a little bit of a retracement. Was it about 121? That's it. Is the rest of the market doing this too? Is it just you, Theta? Huh. So this is kind of a big deal to get back above this little area right here, 136. Hopefully we can get back to 150 and just start. I want to see it get back because I'm in on this too now. Do I have to adjust my strategy? And now do I take a? It makes me want to look at total 3 again real quick. Oh, what are all the altcoins doing? On the 1 hour, are they all getting ready to roll over? Market Cipher's got red light, green light going on. We talked about that earlier. That's not a bad thing. That's just riding away. We're good. Stochastics look like they're turning back to the upside. Money flow is still up and to the right. Flow not yet in the green, but we're headed there. VWAP's not up there, but we're headed there. So the momentum, and that's all this is momentum. This is a lot of momentum indicators right here. Just telling us which, yeah, it should be going on up. So take that in conjunction with my moving averages here. Well, that should be enough to get us to bump over that 50. Price bumps over the 50. Well, the 9 might bump over the 50. If the 9 crosses over the 50, that's good. That's like a mini celebratory cross. Woo! Those when smaller ones cross over those bigger moving averages, we celebrate. That's usually a good sign. It's like, oh yay, we made a goal. It's only up from here. Let's go. Let's keep this party rolling. Yeah, you did it, man. You know, it's attaboy time. So that might be coming. I would like to see that out of total 3. So it's just you, Theta. You're the bad lot in the bunch. Is that what we're saying? How dare you talk about Theta that way? How dare you? This one's got a breakout. So let's go back and take a look at Theta. Why you're so crazy about Theta? Because she's got the same thing going on. Okay, well, Did we not take as good? It's got the same things going on here that we looked at total 3. Well, shouldn't it though? Because doesn't total 3 represent your altcoins? Well, yes, it does. Thank you, genius, for mentioning it. It does. It does. Hey, here on Theta on the 4 hour, we're above the 9, so I like that. That's one of the things I look at when we break a trend line, or if we're breaking any trend line, a pattern or anything like that. We're getting a breakout, a candle close above it, and we're above the 9. I'll be honest with you, I'm probably already in it. I'm probably already there. Because if I'm seeing this on the 4 hour, I'm like, oh, where's this 15? I'd be coming down looking for something. 15 don't look as bullish though, but she's looking tired on the 15. So if I got to say about Theta on this trend line, good. Should hope for support now. Let's hope for 143. Just be aware, bigger time frames. We lost a major trend line that may kick our ass up here. It may send us down a little bit or sideways, so that's what we need to plan for. Striga says bullish market. Up to the wax size. Mr. Miles says Matic has no future with all the ETH scaling solutions and the L's or the layers that don't need scaling solutions. You are totally correct, and but yet I have a bag of it that is underwater, so I've got to do something with it. So that's why I am growing it like crazy over there. I was like, why did I think about this? But you know, we had to have a market crash too, so crash in the market. A little non-performer over there that I was trying to figure out how to weed out anyway. I can grow it as it goes slowly, molassesly slow into profit, along with XRP and Cardano. I did the same thing with them. Well, I can recover those gains and maybe make some profit on it and take all that money and pay off my Bitcoin, because I want my Bitcoin. Bitcoin is very important to me. I want some more Bitcoin. I didn't get it ain't Caspa. That's the 2 biggest bags I'm building over there. Finally, my Caspa TA fix. Dave says those turkey legs are doing something to me. I know. I mean, honestly, let's talk about it. We just gotta talk about it, honestly. But what's sexier? Be honest. Look deep inside. No homo, but just look deep inside. Just on a sex appeal level. Me or that? It's hard, isn't it? It's hard to break. I mean, not that way, but it's difficult to make the choice, isn't it? Yeah. Not to brag, but I'm on par with these legs over here. Yeah, your boy. It's that handsome turkey devil. Even put on the nice little sparklies there. Look professional. Now I'm a professional trader. Because I'm on TV and I have a shiny suit and a turkey face. And they taught me Turkey Face Jones. Open turkey sandwich. The turkey drumstick pattern. So one of my most favorite patterns to trade is the old turkey drumstick right there. Can give you a bout of indigestion that kind of makes you cough things up to the upside. Guys, thanks for hanging out with me. I think I got all the coins that we went over tonight. I don't think I missed anything. NGL, and I don't know what that means. I never felt like Road Dogg was a TA pro until he started to use that turkey filter, but now I see it. See? It's like your eyes are open, man. It's like, it's the eyes, man. Yeah. Just keep looking. Keep looking into these eyes. Join my OnlyFans. Find out what my turkey feet really look like. $5,995 subscription per month, automatically billed to your choice of credit cards, multiple cards. You can even use the link below to mortgage your house. Because when you get my crypto charts with my turkey feet, that's when you've made it. And you know you're living the dream. Thank you for your support. I will see you over on my private OnlyFans page after this stream. Catch you guys later. It's Half Pepe's legs. That's funny. Oh, I remember Half Pepe. Did he finally die? Good night, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with me. See you tomorrow night. Should be a better day tomorrow, we hope, right? All right, you didn't transition, man. Sean?
Come on, come here, boy. Come on.
Not gonna lie. Thank you. Thank you for clearing that up for us boomers. I would have never guessed that.
Every word that comes out is a lie. Make you look like you're so ice. You won't make it to the finish line.
Hey!
I know the truth was gonna let you go. You was fine, never mind. Unpredictable. Feet high off the ground, you had no one. You were star, blew it up like supernova. In the nighttime, hit my hotline. Sharing secrets, you was but you.
Well, it's alright now because anything you do, baby, that's alright. Oh, baby, that's alright.